Hi there, I'm Sepka, and this is a special episode of the Apatros review. Now, this is not a regular review. This is just it's sort of like a joke episode where I basically do something fun, and talk about what I'm going to take the Apatros review in the coming years and so on. And in the meantime, I'm just basically going to show you how I do my own haircut. Now, of course, I use electric hair clipper. And by the way, if you lose the little bottle of oil that comes with these things, you can just use this ordinary Corona booze. It works pretty fine. Just put a little bit on the clipper edge. Anyway, now I've already started my haircut just a little bit so I can avoid the parts where the shades hit, because I don't want to take my shades off. It kind of ruins the mystique. I'm not going to take my shirt off. I'll wash it later, because I'm Milosepka, not Vladimir Putin. Alright. Now, I did a sound test earlier, so you can hear me through the clippers, but just going to talk a little bit and, yeah, anyway. Now, of course, this year I've been having kind of a rough year, because what happened was at the end of last year, in other words, 2021, I originally wanted to get to 150 episodes reviewed, but I didn't quite get there because I had some delays in certain parts, and it was hard milling up my reserve, and plus I only got up to like 147 or something. In fact, I did my episode of Day of the Dead just minutes before the new year came, and so it killed my momentum. So since then I've been having problems kind of keep up, but I will get better at that eventually. I mean, I'll go back to the old frequency, but that's why my reviews for this year have not been as often as the previous ones were. Anyway. But I'll try and limit my reviews to at least maybe 100 reviews per year. Maybe 125 if I can push it, but at best maybe like at least 100. I'll try. This year hopefully I can get up to 75 reviews this year. And the reason why I do them in 25 episode review blocks is because it helps keep my my episode count like easier to count. Because if you look at the description for my videos, there's like an episode counter, and I want to make sure it's easier to calculate the total episodes. Anyway, now, now, and this is basically two stages, because I mean, I start off with a number 2 and then a number 1, and I'm using the camera to basically act as a mirror, much easier. Now, so I've been having kind of a rough year this year, because I've lost, I mean, if anything, I actually lost a dear friend a couple months back. Actually, I dedicated an episode to him. And also, yeah, I ended up getting coronavirus, the Omicron strain. Yeah, that's hit me like a truck. And so because of that, I've been kind of a little bit slow, like recovering. A friend of mine also had corona, but I'm not sure if he had Omicron, but yeah, it sucked. Now, as you can see, pretty much using the camera as a mirror, and I mean, I'll finish off the second stage of the haircut later. I'm just gonna, anyway, but this is how I do my haircuts. And the thing is, originally when I was a kid, I didn't like my hair short, and my dad once, when I was about, I think 17 or 18, my dad actually sent me to a barber to get my hair cut really short. It was sort of like a punishment, but backfired on it because I actually ended up loving the short haircut. You'll see my complete haircut in the next episode, next review. Okay. I gotta clean this out. And also, about the content I review. Now, this year I won't be able to cover like certain types of film. Like I'll try and get maybe 1 or 2 Charles Bronson or Chuck Norris films in, just to barely, just just to help the fans, and also also to this is an improv review, obviously, but also I'm gonna try and fit like at least a few games. And I'm gonna do like a few adult games, and I'll try and get Quest for Al Qaeda, which is that build engine game from Jason Patrella, done probably towards the end of the year. Hopefully at the end, we'll see. I was originally going to do some PlayStation 3 games like Time Shift and Jared Cloudberger's Jericho, but I'll do those next year. I won't be able to do them this year. But at least I'll try and get to at least one of those Wolfenstein 3D mods reviewed here. Hopefully, we'll see about that. Anyway, so if you don't see certain films that you like to be on the cover of the channel, don't worry, I'll cover them next year, especially the Charles Bronson, Chuck Norris films. But anyway, but I'm going to be doing for the next few episodes. I'm going to be doing plenty of episodes from the Sci-Fi Invasion set. Not all of them, because some films I will save for the future, but like mainly the ones I won't keep. And also also I'm going to do a few classic horror films too. In fact, in the future this year I'll try and do films like The Ghoul, which is the original Boris Karloff film. And by the way, it actually exists in two versions, by the way. The first was because the film ended up lost for many years, which ended up having fans hype up its reputation. But in the late 60s, there was a print found in Czechoslovakia in the government archives in Prague, which was a very badly condition. They tried restoring it, so it's very grainy. In fact, in Australia, that particular print is available on the Rank horror film classic set from Magna Pacific. Beyond Home Entertainment, which actually is part of a free pack with Countess Dracula and The Shout. And that's the Czech print, which is a bad print. But then in the 80s, there was a print that was found in Britain, like when they were cleaning a soundstage in a British studio. They removed getting rid of these old props, and they removed a piece of lumber and actually was hiding a secret storage room. They went in and they found a whole bunch of film reels, one of which was the intact, the good print of The Ghoul, which is I've got both the Czech print and that British print in my collection. But I'm only going to be keeping actually I'll keep both, but yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see that. Also, I'll be reviewing a few classic horror films this year. We'll see about that. For example, like the Larry Buchanan film Naked Witch, and yeah. So this year will be, and most of the games I'm reviewing are going to be adult games. But I will cover Quest for Al-Qaeda sometime at the end of the year, hopefully. So we'll see about that. Now, if you want to know how to pretty much how to do the haircut, you basically get a clip and just using a mirror and just run it over. That's easy. So like I said, I've been having pretty much a rough year this year, and yeah. But hopefully hopefully I'll get up to the normal frequency next year. I'll try and build up the frequency this year, but it's going to be pretty difficult so far. Yeah, don't worry, I'll fix this haircut by the time next episode. In fact, I'll finish it after this, and in the next episode you see me with, probably I'll do it maybe tomorrow, I'll see, which will be another Sci-Fi Invasion set. Also, I plan to review the original Doctor Who story, An Unearthly Child, a few weeks ago, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do it in time, and so I'll try and cover the first 3 classic Doctor Who stories pretty much by the end of this year, which being An Unearthly Child, The Dead Planet, which is what I've referred to the story that's commonly known as the Daleks, the original Dalek story. But the title of the first episode is called The Dead Planet, so that's the title I'll go for. I thought I'll put the Daleks as a alternate title, you'll see in brackets. And also The Edge of Destruction, which is a 2-part story that came after the Daleks. Now, all 3 of those stories were released because what happened was back in the late 2000s, late 2010s, I started collecting the Doctor Who DVDs, and Doctor Who is my favorite TV show, the classic one, not the post-millennium one. Look, after David Tennant, the post-millennium one seriously lost its way, but especially after that female Doctor came in. Ugh. And of course, by then I stopped watching that post-millennium Doctor Who after the David Tennant ones. I only saw a few episodes, but anyway. And also, yeah, those 3 original stories were An Unearthly Child, the Daleks, and Age of Destruction, they were actually part of a box set called Doctor Who: The Beginning, which is one of the first Doctor Who boxes I bought. And of course, my favorite Doctor Who stories, classic ones, are Genesis of the Daleks, which is a masterpiece, and Earthshock, which is my favorite Cyberman story. I'm more of a Cyberman fan. I've actually got an army of those Doctor Who post-millennial franchise Cybermen. I've also got like a Lego Cyberman that came with that Lego pack with the Dalek, so I have those. I'll probably use them in the in the future. If I ever get around to doing parody videos, I'll probably I've got like a whole army of Cybermen. And Cybermen War is my favorite Doctor Who monsters. Honestly, Earthshock was actually a very great story. I mean, it was one that was pulled a lot of surprises. In fact, the first episode had no Cybermen in it, and like only at the end of it, and that was kept as a surprise. Also, it was the first Doctor Who story where one of his companions died. Yeah, Altric. Yeah, so that's kind of it. So anyway, just wanted to make this episode just to tell you. I mean, next year I'll definitely I'll try and get some. I'll try and get some. I'll try and get some more Doctor Who episodes done next year, probably up to the David Troughton era, because I'm like I review my films cycles, and like maybe every week I'll watch an episode, and once the story's done, I'll review it. So that's it. Okay. Hope you guys are staying safe. Now, like I said, I mean, next year I'll definitely be back to the normal, but I'll try and limit it to like 100 episodes. Maybe if I get up to a certain bit, halfway I might extend it to 125, so we'll see about that. Anyway. Don't my next episode, which will be tomorrow, I'll try and get another episode, and you'll see my finished haircut. Anyway. And by the way, like I said before, if your electric clipper, if you don't have the oil for it, just use this hand sanitizer gel. Just put it on the blades right there, and they'll work fine. Anyway. Now I don't do requests because I mean it's kind of a problem because I mean if people have certain requests like films I don't have, and you know it's going to be difficult, and plus I do film in a certain order anyway. But I hope you guys keep watching. I mean you guys are great. And look, I know that this year has been kind of rough. YouTube is kind of getting worse, especially with the management doing like all those damn scam bots and stuff. And hopefully by the end of this, if the Republicans can take over I mean, if they can gain control of the House, Congress eventually by the midterms, hopefully that'll work. But I don't want to jinx it. Because honestly, Biden has been an absolute bastard. He's the worst president the United States has ever had. Honestly. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully things get better. Anyway, I better get better to complete this, and yeah. So I just wanted to make this video just a little improv thing. Just wanted to tell you stuff, and hope you guys are staying safe. The reviews will return the next episode, which will be tomorrow. Hopefully I'll do one. Of course, tomorrow I'm also going to try and play that DOS version of Rambo 3, because actually, for Rambo 3, if I don't get to those Rambo 3 reviews this year, I'll do it next year. And it's basically, I got 4 different versions of Rambo 3, the games. I've got the DOS version, and the Sega Master System version, Sega Genesis version, and the arcade version, all of which I play on emulators on my computer. The Master System and Genesis ones I play on the Kega Fusion, and the arcade one that I have, actually I've got 3 MAME emulators on my programs on my computer, 2 of which come from MAME for ROMs from MAME, which is a really good website. They have games that the games that the site actually, the games on the site all work with that certain emulators that they have. I've got the 32-bit and 64-bit MAMEs from that website. Again, ROMs from MAME, and they're really good with that. I mean, I've got the games that I played when I was a kid in the arcades, like the T2 arcade game, and Alien Free Gun, and of course my favorite, Aliens vs Predator, 1994. That is a legendary game. In fact, all 3. I mean, that T2 arcade game were legendary. In fact, T2 arcade was the very first video game I ever played in arcades. I never got past the first level, but actually I did a trial run of it on my MAME emulator. I managed to get up to like 3/4 of the way there, up till the part where you have to shoot the truck. Anyway, so you'll see reviews for that in future, but and I kind of do them in certain phases, so like many of the Terminator games I'll do in one go. We'll see. Anyway, sorry this is kind of a bit of rambling, but I just wanted to do like sort of improv thing. A fun little video, just anyway. For all those out there who are watching in, hope you enjoy the show. Okay, I better continue my haircut. You'll see it complete in the next episode. And okay, see you guys.